So, hello guys, it's raining outside and my back is sore. My right bicep is a little bit injured, not so much that I cannot move it, but I think I need to rest it for a few days. My back is also quite sore. I need a good rest. I didn't sleep well yesterday. I only got 4 hours of sleep because there are two reasons. First of all, I slept late. I slept at 12 o'clock, and second, my sister woke me quite early, very early at 4 o'clock to take care of my niece because they had to go outside. But let's drop all of that topic. Let's continue our reading session. Pay yourself first, the power of self discipline. If you cannot get control of yourself, do not try to get rich. It makes no sense to invest, make money, and blow it. It is the lack of self discipline that causes most lottery winners to go broke soon after winning millions. It is the lack of self discipline that causes people who get a raise to immediately go out and buy a new car or take a cruise. It is different to say which of the 10 steps is the most important, but of all the steps, the step is probably the most difficult to master, if not if not already a part of your makeup. I would venture to say the personal self-discipline is the number one deal 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 anything declining dynamic. I don't know. Please forgive, not forgive me. I will learn it. Factor between the rich and the poor. Rich, the poor, and the middle class. Simply put, people who have low self esteem and low tolerance for financial pressure can never be rich. As I have said, a lesson learned from a rich dad was that the world will push you around. The world pushes people around not because other people are bullies, but because the individual lacks internal control and discipline. People who lack internal fortitude often become victims of those who have self discipline. In the entrepreneur classes, I teach constantly remind people to not focus on their product, service, or where get, but to focus on developing management skill. The three most important management skills necessary to start your own business are management of cash flow, people, personal time. I would say the skill to manage these three applies to anything, not just entrepreneurs. The three matters in the way you live your life as an individual or as part of a family, a business or charitable organization, a city or a nation. Each of these skills is enhanced by the mastery of self-discipline. I do not take the saying pay yourself first lightly. The statement pay yourself first comes from George Clasor's book The Rich Man in Babylon. Millions of copies have been sold. But while millions of people freely repeat the powerful statement, few follow the advice. As I said, financial literacy allows one to read numbers and numbers tells the story. By looking at a person's income statement and balance sheet, I can readily see if people who spout the word pay yourself first actually practice what they preach. A picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's review the financial statement of people who pay themselves first against someone who don't. Study the diagram and see if you pick up some distinctions. Again, it has to do with understanding cash flow, which tells the story. Most people look at the numbers and miss the story. People who pay themselves first, they get their income, salary, they put their assets save, invest for themselves, and it goes to expenses. Do you see the diagram reflects the actions of individuals who choose to pay themselves first? Each month they allocate money to their asset column before they pay their monthly expenses. All the millions of people have read Carlson's book and understand the word pay yourself first. In reality, they pay themselves last. Now I can hear the howls from those of you who sincerely believe in paying your bills first. And I can hear all the responsible people who pay their bills on time. I am not saying be irresponsible or not pay your bills. What I am saying is to do what the book says, which is pay yourself first. And the previous diagram is the correct accounting picture of that action. People who pay everyone else first, income, expenses, and nothing to put on asset. If you can truly begin to understand the power of cash flow, you will soon realize what is wrong with previous diagram, or why 90% of people who work hard all their lives and need government support like social security when they are no longer able to work. Kim and I have ma- Kim and I have had many bookkeepers, accountants, and bankers who have had major problem with the way of looking at pay yourself first. The reason is this financial profession actually do what the masses do. They pay themselves last. There have been times in my life when for paying for whatever reason cash flow or was far less than my bills. I still paid myself first. My accountant and bookkeeper screamed in panic. They are going to come after you. The IRS is going to put you in jail. You are going to ruin your credit rating. They will cut off the electricity. I still paid myself first. Why, you ask? Because that's what the story. The richest man in Babylon was all about the power of self discipline and the power of internal fortitude. As my rich dad taught me the first month I worked for him, most people allow the world to push them around. A bill collector calls and you pay or else, or a sales clerk says, "Oh, just put it on your charge card." The real estate agent tells you, "Go ahead." The government allows you a tax deduction on your home. That is what the book really about. Having the guts to go against the tide and get rich. If you may not be weak, but when it comes to money, many people get wimpy. I'm not saying to be irresponsible. The reason I don't have high credit card debt and do dad's debt is because I pay myself first. The reason I minimize my income is because I don't want to pay it to the government. That is why my income comes from my asset column. Through a net bad corporation, if I work for money, the government takes it. After I pay my bills, although I pay my bills last, I am financially astute enough to not get into a rough financial situation. I don't like consumer debt. I actually have liabilities that are higher than 99% of the population, but I don't pay for them. Other people pay for my liability. They are called tenants. So rule number one is paying yourself first. Is don't get into consumer debt in the first place. Although I pay my bills last, I set it up to have only small unimportant bills that are due. When I occasionally come up short, I still pay myself first. I let the creditor and even the government scream. I like it when they get tough. Why? Because those guys do me a favor. They inspire me to go out and create more money. So I pay myself first, invest the money, and let the creditors real. I generally paid him right away anyway. Kim and I have excellent credit. We just don't cave into the pressure and spend our savings or liquidate stocks to pay for the consumer debt. It is not too financially intelligent. So that's it for today. It's a little late, not that late that I cannot speak to you more, but I don't have anything to speak or talk to you. And one of my online classes is I have already started and I need to join it. So that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.